Great morning, friends. You know what time it is when you hear that music and you see Rocky running down the street. It's time for morning walk and talk. Let's go do it. The question of the day is, what are you doing to improve your life and your business today? Check in down below. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you're doing. I'm showing you what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. I'm showing you. I'm doing live videos on my Facebook, on my X account, on my YouTube account. I'm putting it out there for the world to see. What are you doing? Are you watching me? Well, if you're watching me, I want you to put your shoes on and quit watching me and get out there and do something. Because mindlessly watching videos online is not good for you. So I'm actually trying to decrease my viewers. And this coffee's so good, I don't want to leave it. Okay. Let's go out and hit the streets. Gonna fly now. Let's lock the doors so no crackheads come in and sleep in my bed while I'm gone. Look at my wind chimes. They're all messed up. That's how I know it's windy outside. When the wind chimes are going nuts. Like yesterday. Okay, got to put the scarf up because it's a little chilly. So we're going to cover up the mouth so I don't get cold air rushing in. Whew. Friday. Fabulous Friday. My favorite day of the week. Love Fridays. Woo. That wind and that cold feels like I'm back in Boston. I'm in Boston again. So when I talk to people, they think I don't have a Boston accent. Well, I can still park the car, No problem. So, I'll tell you a little story about accents. So even when I lived in Massachusetts, people would ask me where I was from. I guess, I don't know. I had my own unique accent. It wasn't like a heavy Boston accent. Like you'd hear from like a true proper Bostonian. But you put me in that environment for a week, being around all the people that live in Massachusetts, I'd be packing the car and going to Target. That's wicked pissa. I'd jump right back into it. But what happened was, after high school, I moved down south to Atlanta, Georgia. And they called me a damn Yankee. So literally, I walked into this little backwoods country store. And I said, give me a pack of Marlboro Reds. Because that's what I used to smoke. And the good old boy that was probably about 7 feet tall. There's some stuff in the clubhouse here. Let me go see what we got. Somebody always leaves me a gift in the clubhouse. Oh my. All kinds of stuff. All kinds of food. Let's see what we got. We got a bunch of canned veggies. Don't want those. And then what do we got over here? We got some carrots. Carrots are good. We got some oranges. Was it food day yesterday? Did I miss it? Because there's squash in here. And there's, what else? Rice. Oranges. Okay. I'll take that bag. That bag's got some good stuff in it. So once a month, the, I don't know, Helping Hands, or I don't know what organization it is, they come and deliver food. And I don't think it was yesterday. It's usually around the middle of the month, I believe. So maybe this is stuff that somebody had in the house and they didn't want it. So I'll take it. I'll throw it in my car. Come back and get it later. Early bird gets the worm. Right? So, what was I talking about before I interrupted myself? Oh, Boston, yeah. So I moved down south, went into this little convenience store, and this good old boy, after I asked for a pack of Marlboro Reds, he stands up. He's probably 7 feet tall. He had his little ball cap on, backwards. He had a big old thing of chew in his mouth. And he leaned up on the counter with both hands, leaning into me. And he said, "You're a damn Yankee, huh?" Like I was an alien with antennas coming out of my head. I was like, "Yeah, give me a pack of those Reds, will you?" So, from that moment on, I started learning how to fit in a little bit better. And talking like a good old boy and eating some grits and chitlins and going hunting with my dog. But they always could peg me as a Yankee. But I liked living in Atlanta, Georgia. It was fun. It was back in the late 80s, 90s. And it was good times. I was young and single and going out to the clubs, meeting all kinds of girls. Wasn't thinking about life or investments or work. I was just having fun, partying. I got some stories I could tell you. Oh, great. Stop. I gotta turn off that alarm. Because I obviously don't need it. Every time I'm out here walking, the alarm goes off. So anyway, that's my Georgia story. And then I moved from Atlanta, Georgia to Northern California. And I worked in the tech industry for a little company called Autodesk. Did programming and developer support. And they thought I was a good old boy. So, you just can't escape wherever it is you come from. And now I'm in Las Vegas, Nevada. Transient city of the world. Although I do know a few people that were born and raised here, which always amazes me. I don't know why, but it just does. I just think of Vegas as such a transient place where people just come. But I'm pretty much over Vegas. I would live somewhere else in a heartbeat. That's why I'm trying to convert my business to more of an online business. So I can live anywhere I want. Which is pretty much happening by default. Because the local photo and video scene is not really that great. I have a few clients here and there that keep me busy sometimes. Like one of my regular clients just contacted me and said, "Hey, we got 19 new hires." I was like, "Great. Let's do it." And they were like, "Do you want to do them all at once or you want to split them up?" I was like, "No, let's do them all at once." You know, if I'm going to cart in the equipment and set it all up, I'd rather photograph them all at one time. I'm already there. And then they're going to have a very consistent look and feel because they're all being photographed at the same time. So I don't know why they would think that I want to split them up. Plus I get paid more money if I do them all at one time. So no, I don't want to split them up. Let's do them all. Heck, add some more if you want. I don't mind. So, if I had one of those a week, that'd be great. This is one of my oldest clients, an accounting firm, one of the top 5, one of the big 5, as they say. So I've been working with them for years. They actually used to bring in their corporate photographer from a different state to do it. And then they brought me in. They're like, oh, we like Wayne's better. So that's why I'm the king of headshots. Because typically when people get photographed by me, they're like, oh, this is what real photography is like. Yeah. When you've been professionally trained and you care about what you do. And I mean, what I do is not anything, earth-shattering. It's just following a few technical aspects of photography. And caring about what you do. But photography is a dead industry. Now you may be thinking, oh, well, what do you mean? I can take photos on my phone and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. I mean, photo and video is more prevalent nowadays. But it doesn't mean that as an old school photographer, there's more work. It's kind of like, do you have to be a graphic designer now to create graphics for the web? No, you just pop into AI and say, AI, create this image for me. Right? You don't even have to go to a photographer. You can just take a snapshot, upload it into AI, and say, make me look great, and put me in 5 different outfits with this scenery in the background. So, it's just that all the normies now have the ability to create photos and graphics and all that stuff easily. And if you hired a graphic designer, like that's been educated, and they have a degree in graphic design, or they just have a lot of skills, are you going to get a better logo? Yeah, obviously. If you hire a real photographer like me to create your photos or your videos, are you going to get a better quality product? Absolutely. But that doesn't make people do it. Most people are fucking stupid. I've just come to realize that I'd say probably 70% or more of the population are just freaking idiots. So, that narrows down the field quite a bit, right? Of intelligent people. And you know, I kind of agree with the globalists. You know, they're trying to kill us all off because they call us useless eaters. Well, I kind of agree with them. It's probably about 70% of the population that are just useless eaters. And that's why they have that attitude. So, on one hand, I agree with them. All right, so let's change the topic. That's too negative. Let's talk about AI. Although people say that's a globalist plan too, to eliminate jobs and so forth. But I'm a technology guy. I've always been a technology guy since the early days. Got my first 286. Well, prior to that, I had a Commodore. My mother got me a Commodore that you plug up to the TV and you write code on it to draw graphics and make games and stuff. So I had one of those, but I don't really remember much of it. But that was my earliest computer. I don't remember creating any crazy stuff with it. It was probably just a, passing fad. Like many other things at that time of life. But later in life, I bought my first 286 computer. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. What can I do with it? And then I broke open the DOS manual and I started learning all the commands. Oh, look, I can do a dir and I can see all the directories. And then I can do a mkdir and I can make a new directory. And then I can create a text file and I can put information in it. Wow. And that's where I still live today. I still live at the command line. But after I kind of explored everything I could do with that simple 286 with DOS on it, I said, well, what else can I put on this computer? And I went out and bought Unix. They had just come out with a consumer level Unix called Coherent. And you can look it up on the web, on Wikipedia. Coherent Linux, or Coherent Unix. So somebody basically copied how Unix worked, because Unix was an AT&T product, and they used it to manage their telephone communications and stuff like that. And they would sell it to universities and big institutions that could afford it. And it was licensed. It was a licensed product. And they would run it on these big mainframe computers. And this is before Linux. And so they kind of cloned Unix in the way it worked. And they started selling it as the everyday man's Unix. for 97 bucks. So I bought that and I stuck it on my 286, and that's what started everything right there. And then years later, before the internet, well, kind of right about the same time as the internet came out, this guy named Linus Torvald created Linux. And I remember downloading Linux over a modem with a dial-up phone line onto the little 3.5, 3.25, whatever they were, floppy drives. Actually, they weren't that floppy, they were hard. And there was a stack of them, stack of floppies like this, all in a compressed zip that was broken down into parts. So you had to download all the parts, and then you had to unassemble them or reassemble them and uncompress them, and then you could install Linux on your computer. I was like, oh, how cool is that? And then at the same time, I started creating communities online with a bulletin board, which was basically a software kind of like Facebook groups, but obviously Facebook didn't exist and the internet barely existed. And prior to the internet, people could dial in to a BBS community, bulletin board community. So it's just like the bulletin board in my apartments here. You know, you can post information, right? So my information on my bulletin board was all about AutoCAD and all about programming AutoCAD. So people would log in from all over the world and talk about AutoLisp and how to customize AutoCAD. And it was called the 411 Exchange. That was the name I came up with. And I got 411.org. I would like to have that domain now. It'd be worth a lot of money. But at that time, the internet provider that I was using, they just got the domain and sold you the email. You didn't even buy domains at that point, because I never actually owned the domain. I just owned the email. And because the internet didn't exist yet. So people weren't like they are today, buying domains left and right. You just had email on a server, and then in order to have that server, you had to buy a domain or register a domain. You didn't even have to buy it. So I probably had info at 411.org. I don't even think I used my name. I may have, I don't know, a long time ago. Let's see how many steps I got. 27. So for all you youngsters out there that are all on TikTok and Instagram, that's how it was before the internet. And then Al Gore created the internet. That's a joke. He didn't create it. He acts like he created it, but he didn't create it. And Tim Berners-Lee created the www, the HTML protocol that sat on top of the internet, the ARPANET. See, the internet, or the ARPANET, was in use before the internet by the government and by universities, because they figured out, hey, we can communicate and connect our big mainframe computers across the world on this thing called the ARPANET. And then basically what happened was Al Gore was, I guess, partially responsible for making the ARPANET public. So basically they took a private military and university network and they made it public. And that's where the internet was born. And then your normal, everyday, average person, they didn't even have a computer, maybe. And Tim Berners-Lee said, well, we need a way to display web pages, information, documents on the web. And he created the HTML protocol. And I remember when I first found that, I was like, wow, this is so cool. I can create a document on my computer, and then I can link to another document on someone else's computer. And then if we're both online at the same time, then with one click of a mouse, I can jump across the world to that other computer. And I can look at the document that I linked to. I was like, wow, that is cool. And then on top of that, just on your local machine, you could create web pages to organize your data. So, if you watched my video yesterday, I was talking about my local knowledge base. So that's basically the same thing that I was doing way back when, creating a little local knowledge base. With the early internet technology. And then it opened up and it became the World Wide Web. And then what was it called? The Netscape browser came out. And then we had like Alta Vista and Yahoo. And then eventually Google came along and said, hey, we're going to index the whole web. And now Google is what it is today. And Yahoo, I guess it still exists, but it's more like just like a news website and a financial index website. I think that's probably their biggest clientele is the financial markets. Because every once in a while I'll go to Yahoo just to look at some finance thing or whatever. But yeah, for all you youngsters, that's where the internet got its start. Okay, so I hit my 3,000 steps. Now, I'm gonna go into the gym. Oh, I can't go in that door. I'm gonna go into the gym and do some workouts, do some dumbbells, and miscellaneous stuff. I'm so sad that the office will be closed next week for some deep cleaning and maintenance. So I won't be able to use the gym. I'll have to do my work at home, exercises and workouts. But today I get to use it, so let's take advantage of it. Okay, I'm gonna prop my phones up here. So last night, there was a lady here doing her steps on the treadmill, and that's what I'm using to prop my phones up. So I couldn't tell her, hey, get off that treadmill, because I want to prop my phones up to do my Facebook Live. So I just ended my Facebook Live last night early, but she's not here today. So I'll continue streaming, but just so you know, I did work out last night. I had a really good workout too. I'm starting to develop a routine here at the gym. Of different workouts. So all right, let's do it. And then I also got my watch hooked up to my Spotify. So now I can listen to my, oh, that's why it paused, okay. I was wondering why it paused before. No, how do I get to my apps? There it is right there. So I have a new playlist on Spotify that I'm using, and it's called Beast Mode. It's a great playlist to work out by, but I still haven't figured out this app. Select something to play. Turn on my, spend more time fucking around with this stupid, okay, this watch. Okay, connecting. It's good, that's what I want. Come on. Spot it. Oh, there it is. I wish it would just like work. Failed to connect. Retry. Technology is love-hate kind of thing. Okay, let me restart it. Sometimes things connect, sometimes they don't. Retry. Oh, it's connecting to my phone, that's why. Ow. Okay, Bluetooth is off on that. And Bluetooth is off on that. Now my watch should connect. There we go. Play. That's what I want right there. This watch. Yes. Play. Select something to play. That's what I want to play right there. God, such a hassle. Come on, just play the damn music, will you? Ah, screw it. Could have been done working out by now. Let's start with the curls. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go up a little bit on these. I'm going to go up a little bit on the curl weights. So we're going to go up to the 15 pounders for the curls. Yeah, that's better. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, that's much better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now I can start doing less reps, more weight. Actually, let's do these. Yep, I think I can handle the higher weights for that as well. then I can start doing multiple sets. I think I'm going to start changing my workout to be more focused on certain things. So let's try this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think higher weights with less reps would be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, feeling the burn, Okay. My phone's about to fall. Let's get that sucker propped up there. There we go. Okay, now we're going to do some, let's do some presses again. Okay. Okay. Those are good. Let's do some back. Feeling good. Wish I had some music. Stupid watch. There goes my phone. That's why I have a case on it. I'm very destructive to my phones. All right, let's do the barbell. Stop. Can already tell I'm getting stronger. Getting stronger. Okay. So this is a new exercise that I came up with. It's my assisted crunches. So incline sit-ups with weights to give me resistance. That definitely works out your abs. Or in my case, one ab. Let's see what I want to do next. I want to do the twists, the twist and crunch. get me some six-pack abs. Okay, let's try this one. There's another one I remember. So, work forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one works on your balance too. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whew, burns those shoulders too. Okay. Now I'm gonna do, what time is it? "18 minutes I've been going, that's good. Okay, I think that's good for today. Good for now anyway, because I'm gonna come back later on today and do some more. So I don't want to kill myself too bad. I'm just trying to get in a little bit of workout before the start of the day, and then come back in the evening and do some more. Kind of break up the day a little bit. I'm gonna have to play with my watch and see if I can figure out this Spotify thing. But I got this great playlist if you want to check it out. It's called Beast Mode. And it's got some really energetic, motivational music with lyrics like, "I will never stop. I will succeed. I will never fail." That kind of stuff. Good motivational stuff. Okay, got everything. Got my water. Now I can go home and get my day started. I think the office people are here. Oh, the donuts are here. The donuts are here. I wonder if I could get my donut now. Probably not. That wouldn't be fair. I'll come back. I'll come back to get the official time, which is 7:30. And you got to get here early on donut day because the line
the line gets pretty long pretty quick. So I'll get here at least 7:25. So that was a good workout. Yeah, I feel like I'm definitely getting stronger. And I was thinking what I may do when they close for a week. I may see if I can borrow some of their weights and use them at home. Because my little 8-pounders are going to be nothing. That was just a little starter thing, just to kind of get me going, get me in the habit. I knew they wouldn't last long. But if you're doing like 30 reps, then yeah, you can feel it a little bit. So I don't know, I'll figure it out. I may see if I can get a temporary week pass at the gym across the street. My old gym. Say, hey, I just need a week pass. Get a free pass, free 3-day pass, if they'll do that for me. They should do it for me. I was a member before. Da-na-na. Oh, actually, you know what? I need to go get some water out of my car. So I'm going to end my stream here. Have a great day. And leave a comment so I know you're watching.